I hesitated for a long time before sharing this. Honestly, I feel ashamed. Ashamed not of anyone else, but of myself. I always believed that cheating was something that happened to other people. I thought I could never do something like that, because I truly loved my boyfriend. But life turned out to be more complicated than simple promises we make to each other. We've been together for more than 3 years. From the very beginning, he was my support, the person I could laugh with, talk to about anything, and plan a future with. He was always there for me, even when I didn't know what I wanted from life. I got used to his care, his attention, and the way he supported me no matter what. Everyone around us would say, "You two are perfect together," and I believed it myself. But with time, our relationship changed. Maybe it's natural when the fire slowly fades and stability takes its place. We were still together, but our conversations became more about routine things: groceries, family dinners, upcoming holidays. What I missed were those emotions that once made my heart beat faster. And then one day, I met someone else. It wasn't planned, just a mutual gathering with friends. We laughed, talked, and somehow he stood out. I can't even explain why. Maybe it was the way he looked at me, how he listened so carefully when I spoke. That evening, nothing really happened, but deep down I felt something strange, as if someone finally saw me the way I wanted to be seen. We started texting. At first, it was harmless, sharing memes, joking, talking about movies. I kept telling myself, it's just chatting, nothing more. I'm not doing anything wrong. But slowly, our conversations became more personal. He asked me about my dreams, my fears, and whether I was truly happy. And at some point, I realized that I was opening up to him more than to my own boyfriend. I tried to resist. Honestly, I did. I kept telling myself, stop. This is wrong. You're in a relationship. You can't even think about this. But my heart wasn't listening. Every time I saw a message from him, I felt that spark again. Meanwhile, with my boyfriend, we started arguing more and more, often over small, meaningless things. And then it happened. One evening, we decided to just hang out. That's what we called it. But deep down, I knew it wasn't just that. We walked around for hours, talking endlessly. At some point, he held my hand, and I didn't pull away. Then came the kiss. And after that, I can barely remember how everything unfolded. I only know one thing. That moment, I crossed the line. Right after, a wave of guilt hit me. I looked at him and realized I had done something I could never forgive myself for. The only thought in my head was, why? Why did I do this if I love someone else? But there was no way to turn back. The next day, I met my boyfriend. He was, as always, kind and loving. He told me how much he missed me, how he saw our future together. And I sat there smiling, while inside, I was falling apart. Every word from him felt like a knife to my conscience. I couldn't even look him in the eyes. Weeks passed. We are still together, and he has no idea. I try to act as if nothing happened, but inside me, there's a constant battle. Sometimes I think, maybe I should confess. He deserves the truth. But then I imagine the look on his face, the pain, the disappointment, and I can't. At the same time, I know our relationship will never be the same again, because I'm no longer the same. I keep replaying that night in my head. Sometimes I feel like I'm living a double life. On the outside, I'm the faithful girlfriend, but inside, I'm a betrayer. You know, the scariest part isn't the act itself, but realizing that I was capable of it. I always thought, if you cheat, it means you don't love them. But now I see that you can love someone deeply and still betray them. It sounds insane, but it's true. I love my boyfriend, and yet I cheated on him. I don't want to justify myself. I know I'm guilty. I just need to tell this story, because keeping it inside is unbearable. I'm afraid that one day, the truth will come out anyway, and when it does, I'll lose him forever. I keep asking myself, what's worse, confessing and destroying everything, or keeping it hidden and hoping it never comes to light? Maybe there isn't a right answer, and that's what hurts the most. Every time he holds my hand, I think, if he knew the truth, he would never do this again. And my heart breaks. The only thing I know is that this mistake has changed me forever. I will never again be that girl who believed she was incapable of betrayal. I've realized how fragile relationships are and how easily they can be ruined. And maybe that's why I'm sharing this story here, anonymously. I don't know what's next. Maybe one day I'll gather the courage to tell him the truth. Or maybe I'll keep it a secret and carry this burden alone. But right now, what matters to me is saying it out loud. To stop feeling like a prisoner of my own guilt. If any of you have ever been in a similar situation, tell me, what would you do in my place? Should I confess or should I leave it in the past and try to move on?